Hello. Okay. Okay.
I hate, I hate, I hate waking up and I hate going to places. I just want to stay home forever.
That's what
Why?
I'm saying. Stay home in Umineko.
I know.
So my day, so yesterday we couldn't stream because I was busy ranking.
何が好き?
And then this morning I had to help my friend move to his new place. So I got there around noon and I just got home like 30 minutes ago. I am so tired. My
I'm
body
tired
is
too.
so sore. Oh my god. So not okay. I drove home and I was so sleepy. It was really bad. Like I was trying so hard to like focus and stay awake, but I was having a very hard time. So for about maybe 20 minutes I was like drifting off asleep. Don't do that.
Yeah,
I'm just
I've only
glad
been
the roads were pretty empty.
I've only been sleepy driving a couple times when driving to school, right? And it was the scariest experience in my life because I knew I was driving crooked, and like it
Yeah.
was like I was like going like 50, right? Because this is not the freeway, but a
Oh.
lot of roads here has like a bunch of like roads that like go 40, 50 miles per
Hmm.
hour, even if they're not the freeway, just because
Yeah.
I don't know, but and it was a it was curvy too. It was a
Hmm.
curvy lane. So I was like, oh, I think I got really close to this one car and I fell asleep for like a second and I immediately opened my eyes. I was like, oh shit, I don't. Cause like I got really close to the car next to me and I don't know if they noticed. But I noticed. I noticed because I was the one driving and I was
That's
the one
good.
dozing off.
Yeah, I was going like 70. So it was very
Yeah,
hard
I
to I don't know. I was just trying really hard.
it's
I was like biting my tongue. I was licking my lips. I was sitting up in an awkward position to stay awake. But like I wasn't like sleepy. Just my eyes were physically closing because I was just so exhausted.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like your brain sometimes doesn't register danger or adrenaline until you're about to die.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I did notice like if I close my eyes for too long and like wake up and fix my driving, like it did make me more awake. So I was like, maybe I can.
Maybe I can sleep on the road a bit longer. This is why
uh,
I'm never entering a car with you. If I ever
that's just
have the chance
so.
to.
Oh, I'm just so sleepy.
I'm just so sleepy.
I can't wait to sleep today. Oh,
I also can't wait to sleep today. Maybe we skip Umineko and take a nap.
we can't do that. We gotta watch people die.
Yeah.
The butterflies.
What
Let
you
me take
mean?
my pill.
So I got back into Arc Knights.
Mm-hmm. Don't spend money on that.
I won't because I want to spend money on something else.
Good. And I was sneezing because my friend has cats, and then it was also dusty. So I've had a very exhausting day. And I had to drive like an hour over there, and then an hour back.
Lady-chan, hi.
Whew, okay. I'm ready. Take it away, Goda.
Are you streaming?
Yeah, I'm live.
What about mine?
What do you mean? Oh! What is this?
I don't know because I can't see it. You
No,
know?
no, 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 no. It's let me just DM you what I can see. It was just like a really fucking weird picture of fucking Beatrice's face when I was about to screen share. So that's the application icon.
Oh, yeah. Because we have a different mod. Fixing the...
I got a pizza. Alright, go to...
George, someone quickly!
Oh, my arms. Oh, my popsicles are downstairs. I'll get them later. Oh, my arms are just so tired. I can barely click the button.
Don't take me lightly!
And Mario when he dies. Gouda took off his jacket, swinging it around, gathering the group of butterflies. I just pictured it, you know, like when male strippers get on the table.
Oh!
That's what Good is doing. He took off his jacket and he's just swinging it around.
But he's not on a table.
Yeah, he's on the corpse's body. But saying he was outnumbered would be a real understatement. It was doubtful that it even bought them a short amount of time. George struggled with the broken handle. Its age showed and it didn't turn well. I can't leave it to strength. It needs the right angle, or there's some trick to it. Sorry, that's just a really awkward line. I have to read it slowly.
George-sama! Tell me, you monsters!
Don't kill him.
Wait, Goda's my favorite character, stop.
At that moment, Goda saw it. He was seen by it. In other words, their eyes met. On top of the party, there is a table! No, with the stained glass behind it, floating laughing was the figure of the witch. He saw the figure of the laughing witch in the center of the golden whirlwind, with the gold butterflies fluttering about at the ready. It should have been Goda's first time meeting her, but he knew at the glance. Just like the other servants had said, this was certainly the witch of the portrait herself. Wearing this outfit.
It's almost time for dinner, is it not? I am the host of this mansion now. So I must give you fuck, I don't have my glasses. So I must give you a warm reception before your wonderful dinner. And look, we even have the 3 people fit to order. My, how truly convenient. Which how truly convenient.
Goda,
Fighting commentary.
it's open. Goda-sama, quickly. Oh, Beatrice. Huh? Go.
Are you sure it's a good idea to just stand there? If you think this place will make a fitting cemetery for yourselves, be my guest. I am Beatrice, the wicked witch of the West. I must praise your spirits for wanting to stay by your former master's side and serve them, even after death.
The golden whirlwind was the golden whirlwind that wrapped around the witch burst. It was. This is new music.
Yeah.
I'm putting my earbuds in. The golden whirlwind that wrapped around the witches burst. It was like an evil hand had literally spread its fingers and was trying to attack them. The cloud of gold butterflies attacked with a fluttering sound. Hurry! We can't stay here. Jordan's voice brought Shannon and Goda back to— he's alive! To their senses. Standing here now would make them like frogs getting stared down by a snake. They had to resist. They had to fight this incarnation of the new, brutal and frightening order in which Rakanjima had been enveloped. There was no time to take out their umbrellas. The three of them dashed out into the pouring rain. The three of them never realized because they didn't turn around, but the gold butterflies apparently couldn't handle the rain too well, and this hampered their ability to chase after the humans. What are you doing?
Sorry. I just thought about it.
And this hampered their ability to chase after the humans. The three people ran from their golden pursuers and flew into the mansion.
Oh nice, oh nice. It wouldn't be as fun any other way.
What were they doing there again?
I don't remember.
Something about a key, I think, from Natsuhi. Oh, the mirror. Oh, the key to her room for the mirror. They unlocked the door and dashed into the room. A bit of scent from Natsuhi's favorite gentle incense remained in there. However, there was no time to let that calm them now. Where is it? You said it was in a treasure box, right?
It's just a story I heard! I never heard exactly where it is!
I think it's probably in a dresser or next to the bed. Shannon's womanly sensibilities led her to conclude that. But next to the bed there was only the incense burner, a half-read novel, and glasses. However, the dresser was elegant and had many drawers, and it would be understandable if she kept some of her valuables there. Oh, Natsuhi, sorry. He began violently opening each of the drawers. He had to hurry. He couldn't actually hear footsteps, but he had the feeling that the witch was approaching. He had the feeling that her laugh was approaching. He emptied the drawers one by one and examined their contents. Every small box for makeup looked like a treasure box. And the amount of effort it took to inspect them all made him feel a little dizzy. Maybe it's this box? It's locked and it can't open. At a glance, it looked slightly larger than a music box. When shaking, it rustled as though very small objects were inside, but it was locked and didn't open. Normally you'd hide the key somewhere nearby, though some people would always carry it on their person. I don't know. There's no chance, there's no choice, break it. We can't do it force, right? We might break it with the mirror inside. Would there be a tool to pry it open? Damn it. Goda looked all over the room, trying to see if there was some tool they could use, and he noticed the door which had left open ever since they'd entered. He approached the door to close it and saw the abominable shadows of people approaching from beyond the darkness and all. No, it wasn't shadows of people, because they weren't human at all. Goda's voice trailed off. It was the shock of seeing a procession of those not of this world. It was a servant, so he knew all the servants working for the Ushiromiya family, but he didn't know about these. However, they were definitely servants. Not servants working for Ushiromiya Kinzo or Cross. Oh. Multiple?
Ew, they're buff and weird.
These new servants, who worked for the new master of the mansion, the Golden Witch Beatrice, had go-heads and bright red boiled eyes of lava. Uh-oh. As the new master laughed loudly and trimly directed 6 of the new servants, saw them approach, piercing the darkness as they came. Of course, he was clad in gold butterflies that were her symbol. Goda hurriedly closed the door and locked it. However, just as he locked it and returned to normal, just as though the spring had or something had knocked it back. Boing.
Boing, 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 boing.
He gave the illusion of some prankster beyond the door was unlocking it every time he locked it. They couldn't have reached the other side of the door yet. So who was doing it and how? It almost felt like he was playing with a broken toy. Click, boing. Click.
It won't lock, even if I look and it unlocks. What is going on? Damn it, damn it, damn it. Did you think the lock would stop me? Damn, they should have went to Mr. Ken. What's his name again? I forgot. Kinzo?
Yeah.
Kinzo's. Yeah, she burns. If only they knew that. If only Maria did her spiel. If only Shannon wasn't here killing them right now. You think of luck would stop me? Did you think the door to that room could hold back the room's new master? Damn, Goda, I'm sorry.
It was like the witch could see Goda's frantic effort through the door. Even now, the footsteps continued to approach. And when not just their footsteps, but even the breath could be heard. Goda gave up on the lock and slammed into the door, locking it using his own large body. They keep talking about how big and massive Goda is.
Big and massive. George-sama, quickly, quickly! Fuck you, Shannon!
George-sama, what about this? Letter opener? That's better. Let me have it. The fountain pen isn't working. Use a pen. George took it, and once again dug into the crack under the lid of the treasure box. It looks like it's working.
Hurry! Hurry! Oh wait, that's the sound. Bro, calm down. That's the sound that Kumasawa, was that her name? I forgot her name. It's
Kumasawa?
been like Kumasawa. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
It's been like a day. I won't remember. I didn't remember. Oh. Yeah, it's like she says that.
The pressure from across the door grew even stronger. Goda screamed. This wasn't a war cry during a test of strength. He was terrified. He was simply terrified that nothing but a single wooden door was stopping him from touching something not of this world. But he was still lucky. He wasn't touching the things directly, because they were on the other side of the door. That's what doors were. So if he were to touch them directly, Goda's cry would surely turn to something brave, into a pathetic, piercing scream, and therefore it was not. Whatever. I don't fucking care. Oops. Goda could believe what was happening right before his eyes. Coming through the door, it's a PNG. An arm was slipping straight through the wood like it was water, as though doing this was the most natural thing in the world. As it rubbed the back of Goda's hand as he frantically tried to hold the door shut.
Okay.
It's like a cat paw under the door. It slid up his arm, to his chest, and then up to his chin. By now, Goda's scream wasn't even audible anymore. He could hear a sweet whispering voice from across the door. It wasn't coming from the witch, but it sounded like a young woman. However, that didn't change the fact that came from someone not of this world. Is she gonna grow the knife? Oh. And Beelzebub. Whose voice in her mirror?
Voice?
Do you want me to do it? Okay.
So cute!
Oops.
Hey, you see it, right? Your life flashing before your eyes. Let me know when it's over, Kay. Bro, Goda, why did you get away from that door?
You had to hold it. Goda, kill her with your big, massive body.
Thanks. It's already over, isn't it?
No! I heard myself through your mind.
It's because it was actually very depressing. I'm not depressed because it's...
That lewd arm burst.
I don't... Ooh.
Dude. Okay, first of all, does the fucking mirror need to be out of the box to work? Like, come on. The other mirror is in the shrine out in the open. How is that one working? But this one is like right next to them, but nope. Gotta open the lock. That better not be his blood. That lewd arm burst, and then they heard the sound of something jumping around the room at an incredible speed. They didn't know what it was. Incredibly fast, small, like steel or maybe a beetle. When it buried itself right in the center of Goda's chest, it stopped. They realized for the first time that its true form was something like a stake with a strange design on it. It's the fucking piercing thing. Oh, Goda's large body shook. It's so large. She's just so large. It bent backwards. It fell over. It was like 6'5". As it did, the door opened softly, even though nobody was pushing it. Welcoming the new master of this room, it looked almost as though the door itself had accepted her. Oh gosh. How did fucking Canon get all these special effects? The good attendees came in after another, 6 of them. Then the witch came in, and the gold butterflies came in, and everybody was coming in. The room was wrapped in with a blizzard of gold leaf which fell and piled up, turning it more and more into a world of gold. Your turn.
Wait, my mic keeps muting itself. I was just saying, like, how interesting it is to see, like, this chapter be so much more supernatural than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
For no reason. Cause, like, you know, she doesn't have to do this, you know? This is a bit extra, in my opinion. What, you need, like, a couple more sacrifices and you're killing them this way? Or is this what they're trying to be like, oh yeah, this is how they've been all killed? I guess they're trying to be like, yeah, this extra work she's been putting in has been the way. But then, like, then I don't really think she's magical. Like, she's just kind of flexing her power, you know? But, like, I feel like, you know, like, how much easier it would be just to stab them with...
He's so tall.
Like, why are you using 3 goat attendants and then Beelzebub to kill 3 humans? Not so powerful, aren't you? You need 3 goat attendants.
Oh, actually, they said it was 6.
6 goat attendants. That's overkill. Go to die to a lewd hand or something. But yeah. Shannon, the roulette has chosen you and George.
I think the roulette landed on Rose and was like, she's got a gun, let's reroll.
The roulette landed on, like, I don't know. I just think it's dumb. I just think this is dumb. The soundtrack kinda nice though.
Yeah.
Shannon, the roulette has chosen you and George. Thank me for the day of release. Do you have any regrets? You don't, do you? Receiving the engagement ring from the man you fell for and being killed right before spending your first night together. That hardly counts as a regret at all, right? You wanted him to hold you, didn't you? You wanted to teach him, him to teach you a woman's joy, right?
I had like a cannon to that laugh.
No, Shannon, you're dribbling. See, what's dribbling? What's that mean?
She's balling, bro.
Like...
She got the basketball out.
She has her basketball out.
I was just saying that, she's like drooling or something. Or foaming.
Oh, I was thinking that too. Bro, I keep accidentally muting my mic because I keep this thing up and down, dude. Yeah. Oh, I didn't read the second part, so I was like, dripping. What? You can't see me? Okay. So, no, Shannon. Oh, no, Shannon, you're dribbling, see? Your regret is dripping down from your mouth.
Bro, Shannon, wipe your mouth.
Shannon! I can see it.
Bro, how does any of this get animated without like being spoilers?
How does any of this be what?
Like in the anime. How would it even work? I guess everything would just have to be a lie.
Yup.
Crack. It was the sound of the lid of the treasure box being opened. When George stood it over, accessories, charms, very small objects that Natsuhi had treasured when she was a girl fell out. Mixed in with that, a pouch that stood out from the rest. He picked it up and was immediately sure. This was it. I found it. This is it.
So close, so far. Die!
Damn it! All at once, the gold butterflies attacked George, who was hurriedly trying to remove the contents of the pouch. Yeah.
Wait, does Shannon have magical powers?
The mirror's working. Oh! At that time, a bright red flash seemed to light up the room for an instant. The red flash seemed to cut a hole in the gold butterflies raging around the room. Excuse me. Drawing a circle of Shannon at the center. So the resulting scene looked truly divine. Almost as though a single streak of light had cut through the clouds of this world of gold. George, who was curled into a ball, trying to protect himself from the group of butterflies, didn't have a clue what was going on. What the hell? Then he knows that Shannon was standing guard in front of him, shielding him. I wish I guys seen the whole CG. I didn't get to look at her. Oh wait, no. She already has her tattoo. Same cannon. Then he knows that Shannon was standing guard in front of him, shielding him. As she glared at the witch, the rest with a serious face she'd never shown him before.
I had forgotten. You're another sample of Kinto's outstanding furniture. And you've matured much more than Ken.
How could you do that to Cannon-kun? I don't mean killing him. How could you erase his remains? And even try to disgrace his honor? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Shannon, is that why you're mad? If you're lonely because Ken hasn't been around, just let me know and I'll let you see him whenever you like.
Oh, I'm big. Oh, I'm small. Anyways, I'm grabbing my popsicle.
What?
It'll take like 20 seconds. Count them.
20.
Not yet though, hold on. Oh shit.
What?
Oh shit. Okay, 20 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, fuck, I can't count, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70.
Hello?
It was 70 seconds, you liar.
Yeah, that's 20 seconds.
70!
It would have been shorter, but then as soon as I stepped downstairs, my parents called me over.
Yeah. So you knew it wasn't 20 seconds.
I was like, God damn it, I heard my name.
God damn it, they said June Sueño.
Yep. That's my name. Okay, I skipped a line. When we should have to bring one of the 6 gold attendants glittered and changed into cannon. It was definitely a sight to make one's doubt their eyes. It was definitely Cannon's face. However, in those eyes, the glint of Cannon's integrity was nowhere to be seen. They were the hazy eyes of furniture that only obeyed the orders of the witch. George couldn't understand the scene right before his eyes, and he finally understood why Goda and the rest had been unable to talk about what they had seen in the servant room. Are you enjoying this?
Yes, I am. Why didn't Shannon just say, "You guys might not believe me, but it's Beatrice." Right? She didn't want to look insane. It's always time for you to appear that's been torn apart by death. To enjoy tearing them apart by death and reuniting them and then tearing them apart again. Hug Cannon, play with your sister.
Wait, I was like, that's not his speller's name.
If she knocks you about, let her see you suffer with all the anguish you can manage.
From the imposter Cannon's arm, the strangely shining curve extended. He planned to tear Shannon apart with that. With a single stroke, he would attack Shannon, who still hadn't prepared her heart, and... Forgive you. I'll never forgive you. For this honoring the dead, not just once, but twice.
Enough babbling, go get killed by your brother, Shannon!
Yo, George, hurry the fuck up.
Bro, George... I'm sure you'll bear witness to a wonderful dream. I'm not screaming. I'm busy playing Block Blast. Oh shit. Bro, what's George doing? Is he still on the floor?
The imposter Cannon certainly seemed to lunge at Shannon, drawing several purple curves. But when he flew at her, it was as though some kind of invisible wall had been placed in front of her. The wall repelled the imposter, leaving a bright red ripple on its surface. No, it didn't repel him, it smashed him. It knocked him back, turning him into gold dust, into little bits, scattering him. The foolish furniture, who had taken Cannon's form and even disgraced his honor after death, broke into countless gold butterflies. And then those butterflies themselves broke into pieces, and those pieces were broken into pieces, and those pieces were broken into pieces, until they were no longer butterflies, but a golden splash that faded away. Shannon! George-san, please don't move from that spot. I don't want to shift the central access.
Wow, this is certainly a surprise. So though you can make a face as though you wouldn't hurt a fly, you can display such power. See, that spirit mirror is letting you strength. But you don't have the tools or time to draw its true power. Yeah.
White butterflies.
I won't let you have either of those.
The spirit mirror George gripped had let out a divine glow, displaying a strength powerful enough not to submit to wicked forces. But that glow was no match for the witch's sinister nature.
This is why furniture can be frightening. That feeling like unexpectedly stubbing your little toe on the corner of a cabinet. Yes, this is why furniture can be frightening. I also hate stubbing my toes against stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, furniture. Huh?
I am. Try something else. I am not furniture, and right now, you seem very pitiful to me.
What did this furniture who hasn't lived even 100 years just say to a 1,000-year-old witch?
Oh, you're a very pitiful person. Of course, two people in love will have regrets when they're separated. They'll feel none of the kind of regret you're hoping for.
You dare to speak, furniture. Have you forgotten the days when you were so desperate to be tied to George that you licked my toes? Shoes.
Living with love and crawling through the muck is what humans do. If you sneer and look down on them for that, then you're far inferior to them. Especially now, I pity you. How precious is it for a loving couple when they bring their love to fruition by sleeping together on their first night? It does have meaning. It definitely does. But it's completely different from what you're saying. It means something so sacred that one such as you has no right to speak of it wickedly. So I no longer have any regrets. George-san and I have sworn our love to each other. As proof, I accepted his ring. With that, our eternal vows were completed. No matter how you torture us with your wicked magic and your malice, you cannot disgrace eternity.
Don't speak in ideas like some poet. I coughed.
What?
Love is loved. Totally meaningless unless you're sleeping together.
That's what I'm saying.
Whoa. Is this some controversial Jun Sueño thoughts coming out? What about the asexuals? Who don't want to
Love is where the heart is.
Your heart is in your dick.
That's love.
Okay, buddy.
Yo, speaking of love, there was a Guilty Gear anime, and a new episode came out, and Bridget was naked. But it was like it was very beautiful. It wasn't like sexual. It was like it was like breathtaking. Like wow, wowie.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's love.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I don't get how you get attracted to so many things real easily.
What? Bridget's adorable.
Yeah, but like, you'll like say like certain characters are hot, and I just look at them. Maybe it's because I'm on the A spectrum, but I don't get it.
Rosato's hot.
I don't know. I just see them as like, oh, that's an aesthetic. I don't think about like first instinct is like, oh, he's so cute, I wanna fuck him. Like you do. It's like that's nice, a nice color of pink and blue and white. It reminds me of a flag.
Alright, let's continue.
You think the way Beatrice is acting is like a part of another part of Shannon who's like, I'm disgraceful. Love is just lust. And then the other one's like, no, love is sacred. I don't know. Don't speak into my deals like some poet. Love is lust, only meaningless unless you're sleeping together. Men are mere flies and maggots and get drawn to your female scent in the crowd around you. That's what I'm saying. Do you still not understand that at your age? Why do they always draw out the words so long? You'll
So she's trying to
despair
mock
at a
them.
first time. At your age.
Yep.
I don't know. It feels unnatural. I've never seen someone draw out words like that. You'll despair the very first time you witness the dark lust of that glasses man that glasses man behind you. You'll be crushed, shocked, dumbfounded, stupefied. It's all useless, Shannon. Jesus Christ, lady. That's enough talking of you. You furniture. Who the hell do you think you are, talking like that? No matter how beautiful you try to make love sound, in the end it's just a fraud. Because love is filthy filth. Don't people become adults when they realize that? Die, you trash furniture scrap. This is like nonsensical, bro. Sorry, I read that as gay. Okay, I'll turn you into a filthy maggot and we'll see whether that glasses guy still loves you.
Oh, shit.
I'll show you that this guy's only had his eyes on your flesh. Die, piece of crap. Don't you tell me about love.
The invisible column of light with Shannon in the center started to have bright red ripples drawn all over it at once.
That sounds like body dysphoria. Like the way she talked about like love and like sleeping together. I understand. Continue.
The wall did its best to withstand the unseeable malice that tried to corrode it from all directions.
What do you think you actually think you're resisting? You insignificant, you're frail, just like your cheap ideals, just like a frail pretense. You're just hiding what you don't want to see, covering it with a veil. Do you still not understand? That's why you're furniture, you furniture. Oh, see, it's all erased. Crack, crunch, smack, snap. Just how thin and shameful.
Crack,
It's me.
snapple, pop. What the fuck is it called?
I don't know.
I don't remember the second words. Crack something, pop. Cackle? No, that's a laugh. Art Rajon. Oh yeah, that's a snap, crackle, pop. There it is.
Parmigiano Reggiano would be harsher to get through.
What the fuck does that even mean? What?
Parmigiano Reggiano. I don't know.
Yo, go to okay.
No, he's fucking dead, bro. He's gone. The man that we loved and longed for is gone.
The golden windstorm that covered the room gradually began to shave at the walls of the column that protected Shannon and George.
I know how much you lusted over Goda. I'm so sorry. See, that was a quiver of sadness from you.
The The bright red ripples frantically drew a resisting pattern, but then just turned into a red wall of despair that began to wrap the two of them up. George-san, I'm sorry. It was too much. For me. They're all. Yeah. Thank you. You fought for my sake. That alone makes me happy. The round wall that had once protected them was assaulted and covered in a cover of bright red ripples as it seemed to scream. And it began to it began to suck the two of them up instead. Oh, it's so bright, bro.
Yeah, epilepsy warning.
I forgot to mention that.
Flashing lights.
When I was looking at the stream, they said there might be something in the next couple hours that's really bright and flashing. I'm assuming that's this. George-san, can I ask a favor? Shannon grasped George's hands behind her, so George hugged her shoulders just as strongly. What is it? In the end, please let me hear you say I love you. Yeah. I will forever. A lot of flashing lights. How could Dr. Nanjo do that?
He's just fat, and plump. You can't blame him.
I didn't look at the time, damn. Should sleep early today. So if this is a good spot, I'll probably end it. Let's see. Oh, why are none of them dead? I want to read the... After Genji finished his late meal, he went on the... He ate in some reheated soup that Goda had made, along with some random leftovers from the refrigerator. Those were all the things Goda made himself, and were, of course, delicious. He had half-heartedly gone to ask Rose and the others what they had wanted for dinner, but he had been yelled at by voice telling him that the canned food they had would be enough and the door wouldn't open for them. So, ironically, the serving Genji was able to eat a more delicious meal. But why was it that Genji wasn't afraid to do rounds all by himself, even though all the crimes had been committed and many people had met a brutal end? Judging by the appearance as he carried his usual task out, without a trace of fear, as though everything were normal, you might say that all of these horrible events at the day had been no more than a dream or an illusion. What?
He's an accomplice.
Mayhaps. Was he taking a philosophical view, or had he just accepted his fate? Genji might just consider it a virtue that, when the fate had awaited him was unavoidable, he carried out his duty systematically until the last moment. The depths of his heart would probably remain hidden for all eternity unless he spoke of them himself. He had returned his master key to Rosa, so the places he could reach were extremely limited. All he could do was walk around the hallways, checking to make sure all the windows were closed. That probably made the rounds go a lot faster than usual. Let me just speed read through all this shit. At the sound of a reserved knock, Aunt Rosa, who had been falling into a doze, jumped and woke up, pointed the barrel of the gun at the door as she yelled, "Who is it?" I was napping on the sofa, so that voice also brought me back to reality. "Rosa-sama, it is I, Genji. Do you have some business? Don't worry about opening the door. Tell us from there." "Yes, ma'am. In that case, forgive me for speaking about in this fashion. I have found Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa's corpses."
What did you say?
"I see. Very well, let's go and check them. Until I see the corpses, I will believe anyone." Sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses.
It's okay, Butler. If you stay with me, it'll definitely be okay.
Maybe my face seemed to be darkened with anxiety. Maria grasped my hand with her small hand and spoke softly, trying to give me courage. Since it was Aunt Rosa's job to ready the gun and stand guard, it fell on me to remove the barricades of the sofas. When I finished, I took a backwards glance at Aunt Rosa, who was pointing the barrel of the gun over my shoulder, and opened the door. Doesn't she have to shoot and it's just right next to fucking Balor's ear?
Oh, he's deaf in one ear now. Whoopsie, the price to pay. Genji-san, where are the corpses?
In the courtyard. I shall guide you. Balor-kun, wait! Just in case, let's check the doors and the windows of this room. Wait a second. Aunt Rosa had called me to a halt to prevent me from going on ahead and began to carefully check the locks on each of the windows. But those locks had already been checked once. It felt kind of unpleasant, as though that she suspected that it might have secretly unlocked when she wasn't looking. Now maybe Aunt Rosa was right to be cautious. I guess she wants to make sure the room stays sealed when they leave.
You know,
But she's gonna lock the door behind her.
She's been the only reasonable one out of everyone here, and that's why everyone's dead, because no one wants to listen to her.
Though it was called a courtyard, it wasn't really a pretty place you could take a walk like a rose garden. On the contrary, since it was surrounded by the mansion on all sides, it made you feel a little uncomfortable, as though it was telling you that there would be no escape from this mansion no matter where you try to run. On the other hand, that meant that even though we could still hear the violent winds, the wind itself was blocked. Genji-san held out an umbrella, but Aunt Rosa ignored him. She was probably hinting that the gun took two hands, and it would be dangerous if she took the umbrella. We didn't need Genji-san pointing out for us to notice. Right in the center of the courtyard, we'd see Dr. Nanjo Kumasawa lay. Aunt Rosa entered the courtyard without even opening an umbrella. Yes, we said this. So Genji and I also entered the courtyard without opening one. Only Maria's opened hers.
Is this, you know what? No, this is the 7th and 8th twilight. Is there a spear in the body now?
What? 7 and 8? So we
They didn't count the or leg, bro.
Well, maybe it is now, but we had Goda. Goda was killed in the chest. Head, stomach, so George and Shannon. I guess it doesn't matter. This doesn't fucking line up at all.
I think it's weirdly not correct on purpose because Shannon fucked up probably the ritual halfway and she's like, it's okay. No one will know. That's my theory. I still suspect Shannon.
Certainly, just as Genji-san and the others said, there are horrible wounds in the necks. The cuts are quite sharp, almost as though they had been sliced with a katana or something. Those gaping wounds on the necks definitely made me want to avert my eyes, but after seeing the Halloween party in the chapel, even though they looked horrible, they were no longer enough to make me feel sick. More importantly, our gazes fell onto their legs, to Dr. Nanjo's knee, to Kumasawa-san's ankle. Driven into each of them was something like a knife or a stake with a demonic design. They must have been the same that had been pierced into Jessica's back. What is this? It's just like what happened to Jessica-chan. Is this supposed to be some kind of a cult ceremony, I wonder? I do not know. The last time I saw their bodies, there was nothing like this. Maybe it was done before they were carried out to the server room. Or after they were.
Okay, the time this was done by Genji.
Yeah.
Shannon killed George and my goat.
Yeah, goat,
My goat, and basically Genji cleaned up the rest.
The one stuck into Dr. Nanjo's knee was still standing erect. But that one had been thrust. But the one that had been thrust into Kumasawa-san's ankle might have been a little shallower. It had come out and fallen over. So by looking at the one that had fallen over for the first time, I realized that it wasn't a knife, but something like a stake. Its full length was probably about 30 centimeters. It was probably made out of bronze or iron or something of the sort. Even without touching it, I could tell it had some weight to it. It was composed of a grip and a cone-shaped part, and it was obviously made to be a piercing weapon. Maybe it was like a miniature version of those lances Western knights use on horseback. The spiral-shaped ditches in it made it also look like a small drill. However, the grip had some occult design modeled off a demon or something. So instead of a weapon used in war, it felt like something that would be used in a ceremony to offer up living sacrifices.
That's my mistake. They're meant to be sacrifices. Oh no.
It updated. 7th and 8th Twilight.
On our 7th Twilight, gouge the knee and kill. On the 8th Twilight, gouge the leg and kill. Wait a sec. That means they left out the 4th, 5th, and 6th Twilights. Could it be?
Of course. Why was Genji-san alone? Yeah, they didn't ask. If something like this has happened, why aren't George, Aniki, Goda-san, and Shannon-chan here? Why was Genji-san alone?
That's a
What?
good thought.
What's going on? Where did George-kun and the other two go? They said they wanted to search for something in Madame Natsuhi's room and left. They have not returned yet. Why did you leave out the part about the chapel?
What did you say? I don't know why. I think Genji doesn't care. What did you say they left? But what was that?
Yeah, hours have passed, by the way. This guy was like, I guess they died.
I think Rosa doesn't care.
2 or 3 hours ago, I believe.
No way. Why didn't you tell us something like that? Wait, no. Why didn't you think that was suspicious?
There must be at least one servant on standby at all times. It was my duty to wait for orders until they returned. And then why is he in the courtyard? Was Genji-san really that much of a robot? This is bad, this is bad, this is really bad. Dr. Nanjo and Kumasama were killed like this, which means that 3 people had already been killed. He ran towards Aunt Natsuhi's room, with a touch of anxiety and just as much of resignation. Excuse me.
With a mission.
Before we even saw the inside of Aunt Natsuhi's room, we were forced to resign ourselves to a certain fact. On that door was a bizarre scribble. No, filth? Anyway, the room was in an ordinary state, and without even opening the door, we can imagine what we'd find inside. On the face of the door, how should I say it? Handprints, done heavily with the same red paint as the magic circles from before. Had banged on the door, scratched at it, dirtied it. It looked like the aftermath of a kindergartner playing in the mud. I didn't know what it could mean. The bright red paint had been splattered on, was dripping down, and even though no one said it, it made us think of blood. Genji-san, please open it. Aunt Rosa held her gun up high and ordered Genji-san to open the door. Genji-san approached it without seeming particularly troubled by the stuff on it and turned the knob, but immediately turned around, shaking his head. It was locked. At that moment, there was only one person in this mansion who could lock and unlock doors at will, Aunt Rosa. This time, Genji-san asked Aunt Rosa to unlock the door, instead of the other way around. After frowning slightly for a second, Aunt Rosa handed a master key and told me to open the door. Balor-kun, would you open it with me? Would you open it for me with this? Was Balor napping or was he just chilling? I can't remember.
I think he was chilling with Maria. I don't know. I actually don't remember either.
Just trusting Genji-san with this. Oh wait, that's yours.
Just trusting Genji-san with this. Like that wouldn't. Something like that wouldn't.
Aunt Rosa glared at me intensely. Getting to fight here would only make the mood turn even more sour. Without trying to talk back anymore, I approached the creepy door and turned the knob. It didn't open. It was definitely the resistance of the lock. I stuck in the master key into the keyhole. There was a slight resistance. Aunt Rosa told me to be on my guard, and I opened the door without really guarding myself in any way. Oh wait, that's right, this was locked with Natsuhi's key, so it didn't necessarily have to be any of the servant keys. It just, the master keys can open it too.
My thoughts immediately is Shannon just did the paint thing and then locked the door from inside, and yeah, that's it. She's inside the room still.
Probably, like all the other closed rooms.
Yeah, she's always inside the room, bro. Like, she's always with everyone. Or she's outside the room and she locked the door.
And then there was a scene laid out before us that didn't betray my expectations at all. Horrible.
As I thought, it's a reproduction of the 4th, 5th, and 6th Twilights.
As far as Balor's not crying.
He doesn't care about, I guess. I guess he gave up. Like,
the inside of the room looked as though a robber had just broken in. Drawers had been flung open, pulled out, and had their contents thrown about all over the place, leaving the room so cluttered you never believed it belonged to the methodical Aunt Natsuhi. But the very first thing that caught our eyes was Goto-san's corpse lying face down right in front of the door. Right in the center of his chest, almost as though he had been struck right there to finish off a vampire, was one of those demon stakes from before. Exactly how far it could have reached after being stuck that deeply in his chest. Just imagining it would make anyone's chest hurt.
They said chest like 3 times. Wasn't gouging the chest the 5th Twilight?
No, Goto. Maria grabbed my hand. Her expression looked like normal, but maybe she really was afraid of the aura in the room where the corpses lay. And along the wall farthest from the room, George Aniki lay dead. This time, one of the stakes had been rammed right into the center of his stomach. Wasn't gouging the stomach the 6th Twilight? Oh shit.
Wait, but Shannon does have a stake. You think it's because she committed suicide? You can't gouge yourself with... You can't gouge yourself if you kill yourself, right? Like, I mean, you could, but... Well, okay, wait, show me the epitaph. I have a theory. A game theory. So, it was... They were recreating...
It'd have to be the head for the
Which
4th.
4th Twilight? Yeah, there isn't a stake, and that's probably because it's really
maybe it's right here.
painful.
Shannon Chan's corpse was face down on the dresser, laying in a sea of blood.
She's face down, and I don't see the stake in the CG.
Well, it would be on the other side.
Would it? But her head, according to the reflection, her head's too close to the mirror for it to.
Maybe it's
have a
like
stake.
angled downwards.
I don't think so.
Had she seen her own face at the end, in that horribly broken mirror stained with blood? Because she was lying that way, I couldn't see her face, but I could guess even without seeing it. Nearby the sea of blood she lay in, the demon stake had fallen. Oh. Very intriguing.
But yeah, that's not in her head though. So that means, like, technically, the freaking ritual isn't like even fulfilled. And secondly, that's
She can't do it to
suspicious.
herself.
She can't do it to herself, so she had to like just kill herself, but didn't have any extra strength. It's suspicious because why does every time Shannon die, like in the first one and the second one, her face is always hidden, but secondly, her death always has something suspicious going on. Why can't one of her deaths just be normal, bro? That's because the culprit.
Only the 4th Twilight was left, gouge the head and kill. Maybe my heart was totally worn out, dead. Even though I knew it was wrong, I lifted the head and checked. And I confirmed that my guess had been right on the mark. Are they gonna show it?
Did she shoot herself, or is she dead?
There was a gaping hole in Shan-chan's head and the insides were dripping out. Not only that, but you could even see inside her. Ooh. After seeing that, I realized I was doing something wrong. I immediately averted my eyes, but by now it was probably pointless.
But yeah, okay, but then yeah, then she shot her. Okay, then she probably shot herself or something like that.
Okay, let's look at
And
this now.
they said the stake wasn't good for like what, piercing, like, or was it good for piercing? I forgot. Like the stake was kind of, I don't know if the stake was sharp enough to actually pierce through the head.
The head's
Especially
kind
like
of
I know
hard.
like
You would have to be
'cause, yeah,
freakishly strong to go through the skull with that, by the way.
yeah. So she probably shot herself, and that's why the stake is just lying there.
Died in
my
Natsuhi's room with a chest pierced by a woman that looked like it. Normally a stake is accompanied by like a hammer. Because human arms are not able to drive it through unless it's like extremely sharp. But like stakes are like, they widen. So like I feel like you would need a lot of force.
I think how the murders have been done has just been like gunshots. Like they've been shot, and then the stake is dug into the hole. That makes sense.
Died in Natsuhi's room with the chest pierced by a weapon that looked like a stake. By the fifth twilight guy's head, the cook was cooked. He's cooked.
He's cooked.
Shannon died in Natsuhi's room with a weapon pierced in forehead, shaped like a stake. At the fourth twilight gouged head and killed. She spent her last moments with her beloved. Died in Natsuhi's room with it was pierced in his stomach. At the sixth twilight gouged his stomach and killed. It's possible that they would have ended up as the second twilight.
Okay, but the thing is, it wasn't actually, the story said it wasn't actually pierced through her head. Because the thing is, if Battler can see through her head, then it's obviously not freaking pierced with like knife.
Also, these things have drills on them. So like that kind of like knife, once it's in, it's a lot harder to take out.
Yeah, so it can't just fall out of her head. So there was never some like that thing in her head. It's just likely that she just shot herself, or she was shot.
Yeah, Ballard, look in the hole and tell me if you see like the drill shape inside the flesh. Hey Ballard-kun, you mustn't touch any of this until the police come. What do you think you're doing touching it? What will you do if our precious evidence gets disturbed? Aunt Rosa grabbed me violently and even tugged at the back of my collar. I tottered limply and fell on my butt, gazing dimly at the ceiling.
Maria. Even the 8th twilight is over. What was the 9th twilight again? On the 9th twilight, the wish shall revive, and none shall be left alive. I see. After this, the Golden Wish Princess will be revived. What then? On the final 10th twilight. On the 10th twilight at the journey's end, you shall attain the power of the Golden Land's treasures, once and for the last time. Very soon, the door to the Golden Land will be opened. Very soon. The witch shall be revived and none shall be left alive, huh? We're gonna die now? Or does that mean the ceremony of the sacrifices are over, and that now, at the journey ends, we reach the Golden Land? What is our journey? We spent the whole day trying to find the culprit, spin our heads as we try to break out of this situation. And we haven't gone anywhere. It's like they say, thinking stupid is no better than sleeping. That's right, we spent a whole day burning ourselves up with hatred and paranoia. I like it better when Battler's defeated because he's less annoying. I like this Battler the most. We were so sure we could only trust the dead. And we came all the way here just to confirm the 3 deaths with our own eyes. If we're like this, why should we be able to make it to the Golden Land?
Alright, if we address the fact that, so it couldn't have been these 3. So, like, bro, Genji's here. And then there's the mysterious 19th person hiding on the island. And then Kinzo's also somewhere.
Kinzo's apparently still quote-unquote alive, according to the story, but I feel like he's not alive. He has to be dead.
Like, bro, these guys just forget everything. Like, the first episode, they just forgot the epitaph in general. Second episode, like, bro, nobody has talked about fucking Kinzo in, like, ages. Like, it's just, like, whatever.
No one talked about Kinzo, and everyone, I don't know. I guess Battler's just too shooken up to realize that you have to actually, in order to fulfill the whatever, you actually have to stab through the body part, because that's why originally, what do you call it? Kuwasa. I forgot your name. Kuwasama. Kuwasawa.
Kuwasama. Kumasawa. Fuck. Why is it bear, bro?
Kumasawa and Dr. Nanjo. They would have counted. Not really, but they should have counted. Technically, but they didn't because the body parts weren't stabbed. But Shannon hasn't been stabbed with the thing, so.
Alright, let's finish this scene so I can go to bed. That's right, if we couldn't resolve any of our problems anyway, it would have been much better if we'd locked ourselves up the whole time without thinking at all. Grandfather is the wisest of us all. Now they help him. What? He's been shut up in his room since yesterday without any contact with anybody. That's not... I think only the servants knew that he wasn't there. Wait, no, but... Fucking Genji and Shannon were the last ones to talk to him. And then he fucking left after.
Well, it's because he's freaking not real, bro.
That was the right
Ross has been
decision.
a missing buddy for years.
Grandfather was the most correct of us all.
It's okay, Battler. If you're with me, you'll be okay. Which is very fickle. And she's a terrifying being who might kill humans partly for fun sometimes. However, if you're with me, you'll be okay. So don't be afraid. Thank you, little girl. Even you're just saying to console me. I'm glad. He's so glad he started taking advice from an 8-year-old.
After Aunt Rosa finished investigating their corpses, she announced that she had sealed the room again, chased the rest of us out, stole back the master key she had lent me, and locked the door again. Apparently George Aniki had been holding the key to Aunt Natsuhi's room, and she had also collected that. How did she know that? Wait a second. She's got all the master key on a person. The Natsuhi's own key was locked up inside. Doesn't that make it in the quest room? So what? Is this the 4th closed room? I mean, like, what if Shannon just like locked the door and just killed herself?
And then that's my thought. She just killed everyone in that room, locked the door, placed the key back into George's hand, and then killed herself.
Now the suspicion surrounding those three have been cleared, we return to the parlor once more. I don't have a clue what's going on anymore. It's only like the dead are innocent and everyone else alive is a wolf. That leaves only me, Maria, Aunt Rosa, and Genji. And besides us, there's only Grandfather and that 19th person, the guest with no trace of Beatrice. 30 people have died, 6 are left. How would a wolves and sheep puzzle with only 6 people end? Even though the puzzle started with those 19 people had been reduced to 6. Think of an answer. Yes, I can go to bed.
Yay!
I'm so eepy.
What more could happen in this movie?
Nope, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. Well, everybody who needs to die has died, so... And it's only 4 people who can go to the Golden. Right. Well, 4 prizes.
I'm just so confused. Like, is Genji like gonna finish what was done, or like, is he gonna like? I don't know. What is he gonna do? What are you gonna do, Genji? Ow! I just cracked my finger by accident.
Well, I came in for episode 3 when, same fucking thing again.
I hope not.
Does it, give us a preview? No.
People say episode 3 is when it starts getting interesting, I think.
Holy shit. Anyways, that was, it was good. Another good episode. I'm just so sleepy that I can barely function. I'm sad Goat is dead, but I mean, I think next time with the chapter or the episode would end. I think next stream, maybe 2 streams. But definitely this week should be done.
Yep.
Anyways, it's 10:30. I want to get a good night's rest, so I'm gonna turn off this stream. Bye bye.
Bye bye.